Hey everyone, here's Dyanne with a new decoeasy video. Welcome to our channel. It's the channel of me and my mother-in-law Janny. Thank you for stopping by and we'd love to start decorating with you. Are you ready? Let's go. Today we're going to do something with items that I bought from the thrift shop. I have these super cute wooden house frames, and yeah, there is glass here inside, and they costed only 50 euro cents, so that's pretty cheap. I have several of these, and I thought, well, Janny saw them actually, so shout out to Janny, and I thought that would be nice for today's DIY, because you do find them here, but not as cheap as this one. So we're going to remove the glass and the back panel, and we need wood glue, and of course we're also going to work with these. These come from Action. The glue does too, but I don't know the price anymore because I use this for such a long time that I don't buy this often. And we buy these more often because we use them in every DIY that we make almostly. And you get a package of this, 60 pieces for just 3 euros. And that is cheap because these things are pretty big. Let me show you one block. That is large. Well, what we're first going to do is build big panels. Because I want to make some sort of village idea, and we're going to remove these, and then we're going to glue a whole lot of these blocks together to make big panels that we can afterwards saw or use or put up or whatever kind of thing that we want to do with it. So first let's measure how big the panels need to be for these things here, because I want to cover up the back panel of the house. Okay, let's take this away because I think it's more of a good idea that we first remove the back panels of these. Now I hope that there isn't a really, no, luckily not. Sometimes people leave photographs in here. That will be super creepy to see. Now just glass and a piece of paper, 13 by 18 centimeters. So someone bought this a while ago. It also smells pretty old, and going to place this one back in because I think that if you leave it open, then you will leave here, this will be visible, this edge here, because I don't think they will fit in precisely. That would be a thing, wouldn't it? No, of course not. Maybe upwards. Nope. Okay. Let me think, what do we want to do then? Or maybe this is just okay as a front or as back. Does it really matter? I don't know. No, gotta think about it. Just going to place it back in case that we're rethinking ourselves. Then we can always put it back out. Go in there then. Yeah. You can still see the knots where these things are. Nah, that isn't a good idea. Just going to leave it. Didn't expect to have such a big back part there. So we're going to leave the house. Now comes the fun part. Who doesn't love this sound? Just throw all the blocks out of the plastic where they come in. Rip it open. Now listen to this. I really love that funny sound. Oh, and beware of this block here. One of them is in each package. Just don't use it when it's visible for you, because you can't put layers of paint over these letters. You're always going to see them. Well, let's move the blocks a little bit. And that's the reason why I have 2 crafting mats, because we're going to glue big pieces today. Now I think that 2 wide will be enough, because I want the blocks to lay down like this and not like where the edges are here. I don't like that idea. And we need multiple of these panels because we have at least 2 houses. Let's try 4 more. How is this looking? Okay, place everything straight, otherwise we can't measure properly, of course. Oh, I still need 1 block, but I'm going to do it like this because otherwise I need 2 for just a tiny edge, and I don't like that idea. Okay, so we need 2, 4, 6, 10, 11 blocks for one house. I'm going to make several more of these and then we'll start gluing away. I'll be back soon. I was miscounting. We need 17 for one house. Well, just counting only these plus one extra. Dumb me. Does this thing need to be opened? I don't remember anymore because I got a fresh can. Yeah, we gotta cut it off. Oh, okay. Here you see this nozzle is still closed, so I'm going to find myself scissors or knife to open this thing. Well, opened up and ready. What I always like to do is prepare the blocks. Let me just show you for one. Hope that there it goes. So I'm going to stand up after I'm done. Need to put up all these here. And I'm going to leave this one here and turn these aside. Or is that wrong what I'm doing? No, that's okay. Need to turn up this. Because what I like to do is let that glue set into the wood. So don't try to put the wooden glued parts directly onto each other, but let it dry for a couple of minutes. Doesn't have to be super long, but just a few minutes. And check where you need to glue. So don't glue this because then this glued part will be visible. So only the top section here. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same by the way for these. Putting them upside down, I'll glue these and then you have them also attached at the center, but of course we need to glue this set as well. Ooh, that was almost domino day. We'll drop like domino stones. Okay, the rest here. And this wood is pretty dry because it's pretty dry in the house right now. So hopefully the glue will dry quickly today. Okay, now let this dry for a couple of minutes and then we're going to attach it together. Okay, I glued down everything. Now I'm going to lay them down, press them upon each other. Oops, I touched the glue. Ooh, that feels gross. What a weird stuff this is. Doesn't matter that there is still glue visible on top. We're going to get rid of it soon. Okay, this thing isn't completely flat here. That is weird. Now, the good thing about wood glue is that you can still, move around your blocks. I'm almost there. And the last one for now. Then move over to this side and glue down everything. Well, we're here, wood glue, and now that's why you don't have to throw away this package. You can still use this flat as some sort of scraper to scrape any visible glue here and make it flat. Doesn't matter that you still see it. Don't press too hard, otherwise you can ruin your glue or the glue parts. They're going to move. That's what I want. That was what I wanted to say. Well, also go this way, just like painting the walls. There we are. Now I'm going to leave this to dry and then glue everything together. Somehow I forgot to turn on the camera, I'm sorry, but what I just did is put glue here and then, oh, this block wasn't glued yet. Okay, weird, I thought I glued it. Now, last block here to be glued down. Don't forget to close the glue can. Put this one here in the center. Now just make sure that you press everything together and there comes the glue. And then you just scrape that in all the directions. Also did the same thing here. However, I still see some parts that can be glued together better. Yeah, I think we're there. Well, take notice that these lines here and these cross lines here are straight upon each other. That looks the neatest because that's what you're going to see. Don't mind the edges here the house will be glued over it and you're not going to see those edges so clearly. We're leaving this to dry and then we'll be ready to craft further. Okay, the two back plates for the houses are drying and now I want to make a big surface, and therefore I use this block here because you're not going to see it, because this is the bottom section, and therefore we will build first a big plate. No idea how large it's going to be, but we'll find out because we have the blocks of the houses for scale. I think it needs to be at least 4 wide. Just building some more blocks until I'm satisfied, and in the meantime I'm going to measure the amount of blocks. Well, I think I'm happy with this because the houses can stand on it pretty cool. So we do the same trick just as we did before with the back parts for the houses. Just going to turn around all the blocks except the first one, and then it just feels like icing the cake with those wood glue maneuvers that we're going to do. And then we let it dry and then just pull it all back together. Okay, almost there. 1 to go. Here we are. Let's grab the glue again. Click the cap on. Now it's just really therapeutic to watch, to do just only this, just like icing the cake. Okay, it's going to take me a few more seconds to do the rest. A few seconds are gone, or the few minutes, sorry, not seconds. The minutes are gone. Let me see. I'll start now with this edge here. And I'm going to apply them all again in one straight line. Ah, well, you know the drill, I think. And then let it dry some more. There, now we need to wait until this is dry before we can apply the rest together, all these blocks together. Using a blow dryer might help when you're using the normal glue, but my experience with this kind of glue, it doesn't do any difference. So I just suggest you wait until everything is dry, and in the meantime you can wash your hands because just as here, they're all underneath the glue. So I'll be back again when this is dry, then we're going to assemble it together. Okay, I think we're ready for the next step. Grab your glue, put it with the flat side against the wood, and then I like to go from this side to that side, but you can also do it otherwise. Just hold down, you don't have to switch your blocks in position. Don't need that much glue because most of the tension is already in the glue in between the other blocks that we just did, and this is just strong stuff. Now let it dry, or just as I'm doing it right now, carefully putting it together like so. Easy as that. Just do the rest and we'll let it dry. In the meantime, while the ground plate dries, I'm going to make a house for the background, and that will be this in a square, and then we also need a roof. But yeah, I'm just figuring out how the roof should be, how big it should be. I just think something like this. But therefore I just want to have to glue this first. So here we go once again, or at least I hope once again. You never know in this DIY. Turning it around like Domino Day. Does this even fit? I don't think so. Just move it upwards then. So, except for the last one, you know the drill. Glue, let it dry, push it all together, let that dry, glue this part as well. Easy as that, just redoing the steps. I'm not going to show you the whole process, you know what I mean. Okay, we're back, and I think right now I have all the wooden products that we need. Here you see the two back plates for the houses. This here is the ground plate. And here we have the back plate that will be attached just here to the bottom. Well, it doesn't stand for itself, so when we've glued it, just like so, together, then I'm also going to glue a few blocks here so it can stand by itself, but maybe we're not disappointed and everything will stick together. But I have too much stuff here. Let's first put this away. This was the plate that you saw me working on last time, because first I wanted to make a square. So I have 3 wide, that means 6 high. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or was it 9? I think it was 9. Yeah, here we have a square. And now here is the border. And here I'm going to draw a small line up to here. So like that, you just take a ruler, determine here where the center is, put your marker there, and then draw around here. We're going to sew this. Then that is our some sort of big house on the bottom. And what I also want to do is, where is that house? Here's the figure saw that you're going to need. If you have a battery operated power saw, just use that one, is my suggestion. Let me see, we only need to, yeah, it's just as wide as the house, so we only need to cut here on the top sections. I remove this one so you can see what I mean. Here, this is just as wide, so we don't need to do anything on these sides, only here on the top. So I'm going to grab myself a pencil or a marker. Stay there, you don't walk away. Just draw here and here. So that's what we're going to sew. I can't sew on screen because I have to do it outside and it's pretty bad weather, so I'm not going to take you with me, but I'll be back soon. Now before you start using the marker, turn this over because this is the bad side. Here you see most of the glue. Then we're putting this one in the right position, which is I think up here. Now hold it, and now I know that I got to stay within this line, so I can't go around it. Just like this. Now we'll do the other way as well. Here is that thing that you don't want to see. Determine the bottom part and the top part. Then hold it and use your marker to draw the roof. There we are. Oops, wrong side. So we have 2 houses, and then also going to do the back one, the big one. That is also, I think, pretty easy. Just turn it over. Yeah, this is the back side. Now let's see, where is the middle section? Should we use this here? That's annoying. I just used a crafting mat, but it isn't really centered. So I think we have to look around here. Something like this. Yeah, I think somewhere here. Taking the big line here, which is around here. Now I'm using just the box because I don't have a ruler. Let me check how large it is. The square, so I'm going to use dots on the sides, and I forgot where it was. Let me see. One of these, just hold one of these. 2, that's here. 3, that's here. So put your ruler here and there then. Now I'm just using, or you can, maybe, does it work? No, that's too short. Just use the box then as some sort of ruler. So from here to there. And from here to the other point as well. And there you are then with your roof. I'm going to try to do this as straight as possible, but if it isn't completely straight, use a file to smoothen out the edges. We're back with 2 smaller houses and a big one. Now, not everything is smooth, so I have a big file here. This is the flat shape, and especially here, this side somehow has a lot of splinters where you can get rid of by just filing them off. So just continue on the other houses as well, and then we are able to craft further. Okay, painting time for the back part of these houses. I'd like to use white. I think white looks good on all the houses. And yeah, just have a brush and a big jar of paint, or can have a lot of fun with. I always like to, big chunks here, to start on the side. However, I don't know if that's really necessary here, but just be sure and do it. One simple piece. The bottom part doesn't have to, because that's where we put it on, so that won't be visible. And over here, let's check all the edges filled up well. I think they are. One final brush to that side, dripper here. Then we lay it down, because we start with the painting in this direction on the wood. Like so. The reason why I'm not going too much like this, because my experience is then you have a lot of paint that gets stuck behind that edge. Okay, that's it. One to go. And I'm also going to paint the houses white because they're only white now from the inside. And I think they can use another paint job too. Okay. And then of course we let it dry before we can assemble it together with glue. And I think this needs some decoration too. Okay, the houses and the back parts have been painted, and now I want to put the plate for the bottom and here this background plate together. So what I think I'm going to do is just add a lot of glue here in this joint, push it, and make sure that we outline this angle or this line and this line of blocks with the back part. And then going to put a heavy object here on the back side to hold it against each other. So it is actually a really big glue pressing machine thing. But it's got to be a heavy object because this thing weighs quite a lot. And yeah, then we'll see if it will stand on its own, or that we need some extra blocks here on the background that you're not going to see, but will just take care of the whole thing here not falling or tumbling back or forth. So I'm just going to add some glue here. The reason why I'm still leaving the wood plain, because I want to use beeswax or maybe black paint. But before doing that, I just want to have everything glued, because especially if you're using beeswax, that will reduce the power of the glue. Okay, now I'm not going to let this dry. Just going to push it in the right position, just sliding it in. Let that stand, and I found what I need, the big paint can. So I'm going to let that press, and now just looks like this. I'm going to let that whole glue thing set in for the rest of the night. Next day here, glue is dry. As you can see, it stands pretty good without any support, so I'll leave it this way. I'm going to paint that later, I think I'll do it black. Or maybe beeswax. No, I think it will be black. I also have the houses ready. And their back parts too. Now, before we can start gluing this together, I also want to have some prints here. And therefore I downloaded these two. Yeah, they were free PNGs actually. I'm going to cut them out on the border. They're 12 by 12 centimeters, so they will fit in this square part here. So where, yeah, this square actually. I measured it on the crafting mat, and yeah, just going to cut it out and then glue it upon the back part of the houses. We're ready to put these in here. Something like this. That's the meaning. And here I have glue. You also need 2 brushes, clean ones. And yeah, that will be for wiping out the glue. Let me see, what shall we glue? The whole back part or just over here? I think we'll do the paper then. This is actually the same glue as Mod Podge. However, this is much cheaper than Mod Podge. And again, it is stuck. Why is that? It's almost a new bottle. That is super weird. Normally this is, yeah, maybe because it's getting colder. That should also be a possibility. That it just gets thick when the temperature drops. Don't see nothing weird. However, then we just carefully pour some glue. That should be more than enough upon the paper. Let me use the big brush this time. Put this away. Now, just brush out all the glue, especially towards the edges. Oops. Now, pick it up. Stay there, you. Let's grab our house. Then just put the frame in the center. Hold it in the center. Don't push outwards. Now I'm starting to brush from the inside out in some sort of cross shape. And that's because I want to wipe away all the air bubbles from the center towards the outer corners. Now, some will do need a little bit more glue here and there. In the edges here, for example. And there we go. Completely glued down. And now I'm also going to do this one here. Okay, they're both on without any glue. And now I want to glue down the houses on these things. They should fit. I think around this is okay. Just putting them down to see if they really do fit, because I should have drawn the inside. Yeah, they do actually. Good news. Okay, what is the easiest thing to do? I think just turn this around, glue on this edge here, and then put it down. So that's what we're going to do for now. So it's just like icing the cake again. And then let it dry for a minute or two. Or you just can apply it directly if you want to, depending on your glue, of course. That's what I always say. Just try to see what works for you. Okay. There we go then. Just going to hold this here. Putting this one up. Is it safe and secure? I think it is. Carefully go around like that to see if it fits. I think it does. It's also able to stand. Okay, really good then. just going to do the other one in the same way. Okay, time to start decorating this thing here. I'll just lay it down because I want this side to be beeswax. I think the bottom part needs to be black, I think. But you can also do it your way. Maybe you all want to have it beeswax. Maybe I do if I'm satisfied with the back part. We'll see. Now, I'll grab my beeswax. Janny and I buy this from the drugstore. I have no idea what it costs because a jar can last super long. And the lid is my favorite companion here. And I always use the same brush. Maybe it's the best to just put it up because we also want to have the side parts. Oh yeah, I can definitely feel that it's getting colder because this stuff is getting harder when it gets cold. Of course, that's logic, but yep, the weather is changing. Okay. You see the difference already? That looks stunning to me. Carefully going to the edges here. And just like to rub in small circles so I know that, ooh, that's quite a lot, that this stuff gets in every pore of the wood. Let's go up as well. And just go in circles, leaving your brush flat. This works too. But then you gotta go in all directions. Like so. Okay, now you can see the difference of this. And I suggest that I'm continuing. And you just take another drink. And I'll show you when it's done. I think that's a good deal. Okay, this is done. Carefully put it upwards. Because the next step, I'll turn this thing around for you, is giving the ground part a paint job. And yeah, I decided that I wanted to have it in black. So here I have my lightboard paint and a clean brush. So we can start painting this as well. Jenny and I buy this also from Action. And this thing costs, like, I think about €6 for each can. It isn't that much, but it lasts long and you only need one layer because the coverage is really good. So. Hey, welcome back here. It's the next day and this thing here has been completely painted. The beeswax here is also dry. That stuff takes some time to dry, and also the houses are ready. The Christmas tree and the nutcracker, they can be placed, yeah, I'm just doing it not as it should be, but they can be placed here. Well, and I think then the next thing is the finishing off part that we need here. Yeah. Maybe some green, Christmas green branches. Let's see what we can find. Forgot one thing. We also need to put the houses in place. And therefore I use this sticky gum because that's easy to use and it doesn't leave any traces. And if we want to move around the houses, that's still possible without leaving marks or anything. So we use this for crafting. But normally people use it to hang up their posters or, yeah, memos, whatever. I'm going to rub this stuff between my hands because when it's hot or warm, then it sticks better. And it's some, yeah, sort of chewing gum idea. And then you can make small dots, put them underneath the houses here on the bottom section. So one here, for example. And then you just put that upon the plank. Yeah, I put that sticky gum away because I forgot something, that I wanted to make a fence around. Now, I just used this for measuring. Let me take these two away. And this is how I wanted to have so that you get some sort of, yeah, farmhouse Christmas idea with the fence. I just laid this on the ground for the measuring. However, I don't know if I want to leave it this way or that I want to have them up here, you know what I mean? Don't fall. Something like this, but maybe that's a little bit too fancy. I don't know, to be honest. Whatever I can do is just start gluing around here and see what it looks. First these, and that we can later take these out so that we have the right measurement. And now I'm going to grab the wood glue again and place all these standing pillars into the right position. And as I said, we can take the laying ones out and always place them back in if we want to, like here or like here. Something like that will do as well. Here we have the wood glue again, and I was thinking maybe it's just better to glue this all and then later on give it you know, another color. Maybe I'm going to do white, maybe in the beeswax color, and that we use the glue gun to get some higher things upon the fence, or we leave it this way. That's also an option. So you can just compare a little bit what you want to have. Okay, I all glued them down. Now I want them to dry, and yeah, let's see. I think the glue work is pretty neat, so I'm leaving it this way. After it is dry, I'll be able to use the glue gun to do some more things if I want to have another extra layer here. Yeah, it's still not completely dry here on top, or that I'll leave it this way. That is up to me, I guess. Okay, now don't touch it anymore. I'll only ruin more of the work, and let this dry well. Okay, I have the glue gun at the ready, and I already glued this part here. The wood glue isn't completely dry, but that's exactly what we need. I'm going to show you here, because then I will still be able to move this pillar here a little bit. And yeah, after that, of course, we push it back. So apply glue, and then we'll quickly take this off, push it in, and just press the wood here, this stick here on the bottom back to the plate. Let's remove these ones just a little bit too, so they are movable. Don't worry, everything will stick back together because I didn't wait too long. Take this out, push it in, place this one back in. Here I'm still able to move a little bit, then do so if necessary. And now here comes the last one. I'll try to show it from this side. Hopefully that works for you and for me. Okay, there we go. Take it off, push it in, and then press it back here on the bottom because the top section will stick. Now this thing can be turned off. Now we're going to let this dry, remove any possible spider webs that are here and there, and then we can start painting the fence. Everything here is now one big piece, real secure, nicely glued. And yeah, the next step is painting the fence. I'll do the same, use beeswax, and here I have my bag full of beeswax brushes. I'm going to pick a tinier one. This flat brush here will do. I think it became a little bit hard, but that we can easily solve. Just press it once or twice in the lid, and then, yeah, well, simple as that. You can just start beeswaxing away. Just like to rub back and forth, and then everything sets in nicely. Easy as that. Oh, you can see it better when I do it like this. You see? Well, that's what I'm going to do next, and let it dry well, and then we can attach the houses. Okay, the last step is decorating, and therefore I have these trees that I normally use in my Christmas village. They are from Limax, and I just take out one. This is how you get them from the package, with these white snowy bottom parts, but I always remove that, just pulling them out, so leaving a pin, because when I stick them into the snow or the snow mat, the snow blanket for the Christmas village, this thing just pins in there, and you don't see that much of the white. These I only use when the tree is standing by itself and it's not able to move. Yeah, it's not completely straight, but you can rearrange that. But I'll be using these and then use hot glue gun here on the tip to place them into my village, so it really gets some sort of Christmas village idea. Here's what it looks like. Just try to show you as good as I can. Put the larger ones on the back and the smaller in the front. And I tried to vary a little bit with the colors. So this is a light tree, this is a darker tree, and you can also see it here in the center. Here we have a light one, and after that we have a darker one. So yeah, that's just one way of how you can decorate your DIY Christmas village. And here is the final result of the DIY, the small village with the Christmas trees and the background made by blocks. Let us know what you think. We're happy to hear about your opinion.